Hello and welcome to today's video. So today we are doing if you like this, you probably like this book right here. So most people do this with other books, so if you like Harry Potter, you probably like blah 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 blah. But I decided to do that with series or movies. Some of the ones I selected are themselves adaptations, but well, let's begin with it. If you like Girl Interrupted, the movie with Winona Ryder and Angelina Jolie, you should of course read the memoir in which the movie based itself on. I have it right here somewhere up in there with the other memoirs and biographies. But if you have, like me, read already the memoir, I strongly recommend Marbles by Ellen Forney. This is a memoir in the format of a graphic novel, and she tells such a beautiful story about depression, and to me this has an aspect that Girl Interrupted doesn't have, which is the art, the creation. Ellen, of course, is a writer and a cartoonist, so she's afraid that taking medicine or solving all her mental issues will take away from her creativity and from her art. So this is a very important aspect as well. I think it's quite amazing, and as Girl Interrupted, it talks about mental health and the whole process of a person getting better and falling back, so it is quite in the similar vibe. Next, I have recommendations for people who like Girls, the HBO series created by Lena Dunham and with Judd Apatow as an executive producer. I actually have two recommendations because the first one is about the being female aspect, the whole feminism aspect of getting your own space in society, and I'll strongly recommend Roxane Gay's book. I made a review in Portuguese of that. I'll put links in the description for Revista Polling. If you're interested in female empowerment, I think Bad Feminist from Roxane Gay is a really good recommendation on that aspect. But if you are interested a little bit in the whole being hipster and a little bit of a weirdo and really embarrassing, cringe-worthy scenes, and also the dark humor and level of sarcasm and irony, I would strongly recommend Ghost World by David Close. Ghost World turned into a movie as well, so you can check that out before you read it if you wish, or after, I don't know. But I really love Ghost World. It's the only thing I've read by David Close so far. It is very very thin, as you can see. I just found a Polaroid inside. Oh, cute. No, actually not cute. Really, really creepy. But creepy Polaroid. Yeah, this is very very ironic. It's young girls judging people and then growing up and realizing they don't get to judge nobody and falling a little bit apart, but it is very cringe-worthy and very ironic, and I found it really really funny, and I could totally identify this with my younger self, so yeah. Next on our list, it is okay, nice. This is a nice one. So we all love Bryan Fuller, Dead Like Me, Hannibal, but my all-time favorite will and forever will remain being Pushing Daisies. It is so sad that it got cancelled, but if you want a little bit more of that magical realism and fantastic fiction, I would strongly recommend reading Italo Calvino. I'm a little bit biased here because he's one of my all-time favorite authors, and I would strongly recommend the Our Ancestors trilogy as a whole, but especially the Cloven Viscount or Il Visconte di Mezzato. I hope I'm saying that right. If you like the whole Pushing Daisies aspect of touching people, of reviving people who suffer from really weird and bizarre deaths, and the whole a little bit out of reality aspect of it. Italo Calvino is the king of fantastic fiction and magical realism. It tells the story of a viscount that is divided in two, and one side of his walks around and begins to have a normal life until the second half appears and all sorts of mayhem happen. And if you're into this magical weirdness, you should really check that out. Next on our list, if you like V for Vendetta, you should definitely read the comic books or anything else created by Alan Moore. I mean, if you haven't already, what you're doing with yourself, because anyone who loves the movie should give it a go to the original comic. But if you have, like myself, done that already, I would strongly recommend Fahrenheit 451. This was adapted to film by Francois Truffaut, who is one of my all-time favorite directors, so strongly recommend that as well. Fahrenheit tells the story of a dystopic future, a very grim dystopic future, much like V for Vendetta, where books have become a threat to established government, so they are constantly burned. Until, of course, the main character, Guy Montag, meets Clarice and she brings new life into his world, much like what happens in V for Vendetta, where Evie brings new life to V, and it makes Guy want to overthrow this entire system. So I would strongly recommend that and watch the movie. Next! If you like Star Wars and intergalactic life and wars and politics and corrupt politicians, I would strongly recommend Isaac Asimov's trilogy Foundation. I have actually only read the first one because it belonged to my father and he lent it to me. In a very broad summary, this pretty much tells the story of a future in which humanity lives in outer space, and the whole intergalactic empire that humanity built for itself, it's in a very strong crisis. Yeah. I don't know how it ends because, as I said, I only read the first one, but I do intend on rereading that and finishing really soon. But I would recommend for Star Wars lovers. So yeah, that's it for my recommendations today. If you have any other books that you would like to recommend to me based on these ones I've just shown you, or any other films or series that would pair well with them, please feel free to do so on the comments below, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye!